Hello friends, my name is Kumar and welcome back to my channel Kumar Programming. Today we are going to learn about how to become a Angular full stack developer. Nowadays, almost every companies are having the requirement for full stack developer. What does it mean full stack developer? Full stack developer is something that the resource should be having the knowledge about front end, back end, DevOps, as well as having the good communication skill. Benefit of becoming a full stack developer is that you would be having more opportunity to get a good job, as well as you can get a very good hike, you can get a very good salary, and you will be very useful resource for your company. So now let's see the complete roadmap, what all the things that we will learn, and eventually we are going to become a full stack developer. So in order to become a full stack developer, I have categorized in four sections. The first one is front end. Okay. So in front end, first of all, you should be having a knowledge about a framework. Okay. Front end framework like Angular, React, Vue, ASP.NET, any framework that you can choose, but you should be having a very depth knowledge in that framework. Okay. You must be aware about each and every concept from that framework. And after that, we should be having knowledge about HTML and CSS because those are the base of any front end application. Okay. Third, JavaScript. You must be having a very good knowledge in JavaScript. If you are not aware about TypeScript, absolutely okay. TypeScript is basically written on top of JavaScript by making it strictly typed. Okay. So that we will learn later on in our upcoming videos. But syntax from the JavaScript and TypeScript more or less very similar. Okay. Now, next thing that we have to learn is RESTful APIs. Okay, we must be knowing that how we can call our APIs, get, post, put, and delete call, and we should be aware about how we can test our APIs by using Swagger or any other tool like Postman. That we should be knowing about it. Okay. Next one is RxJS. RxJS is a reactive extension of JavaScript. As of now, it is a very popular library being used everywhere. So you should be aware about how we can call our asynchronous API and how we can use our observables, promises. That's really very important. Okay, that we will learn. And last but not the least, unit testing. Unit testing is a very important part of any application. You should be writing very good unit test case and you should be having code coverage around more than 90%. I have already prepared a video how to write the unit test cases in Mocha as well as write the test cases in Angular application as well by using Jasmine and test runner as Karma. So if you want, you can follow that video for our unit testing. Now next thing is backend. Okay. Whenever we are talking about the backend, there are two things. First one, backend API, and second one is database. Okay. For the backend API, you must be aware about one server-side programming language like Node, Java, PHP, .NET, Python, anything that you prefer. Okay. But you should be having a very good knowledge, very depth knowledge in that programming language. And second thing, you should be having a good knowledge in the database, at least one SQL and one NoSQL. Okay. SQL database like SQL Server, Postgres, Oracle, MySQL, those are SQL database, or you can say relational database. The other database type that we have NoSQL like MongoDB, Amazon Document DB, like Cassandra. So those are NoSQL databases. Okay. And next thing, we should be knowing about how we have to develop our API. Okay. So API development is a very important part from the backend. Okay. We should be aware about API designing and how to secure our APIs and understanding about basic HTTP protocols like get, post, put, delete, as well as we should be having very good understanding of status code and headers. And once we are talking about API security, then definitely these two things, authentication and authorization, are very important part like OAuth, and we are using API based token authentication and bearer token we are using, and we are using basic authentication. So those kind of authentication technique which we have for the authorization, we have OIDC, OpenID Connect, and we have custom authorization, role based authorization. So those kind of authorization technique that we must be aware about it. And last but not the least from backend, that is the web security. If you are talking about the web security, then we must ensure that our backend application is protected from attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, cross-site request forgery, man in the middle attack, denial of service attack. So we should be aware about all those attacks and we should be having taken care of prevention steps for those kind of attacks that we will learn in our upcoming videos. In our project that we will be using server-side programming language as Node, as well as we would be using .NET Core framework using C#. Okay. Now let's proceed with the third section, which is DevOps. From the DevOps, first of all, we should understand about the version control. We are having a lot of version control system like Git, Subversion, SVN, Tortoise, SVN. So we can learn any one of them, right? But as of now in the market, Git is most widely being used. So we will learn about the Git. Inside the Git, we have to understand how we should create our repository and then how we can create our branch and how we can commit our code to our branch, then how we can raise our pull and merge request, and the most important part, how we can resolve our conflict. Okay, so that all the things that we will learn inside our version control. And after that we have package manager. So as of now we are having a lot of package manager tools like npm. If you are using our node, then we have to use our npm, yarn, and if you are using python, then we have pip, and if you are using ruby, then we have ruby gems. For the java we have Maven and Gradle. So all those package manager tool where we have to understand how we can manage our packages from those package manager tools. However, we are going to use npm in our coming project. Next thing is CI/CD tool. So as of now in CI/CD, at least we should be aware about that how we can create our pipelines by using our CI/CD tool like Jenkins, and we have Azure DevOps, and we have Bitbucket. So these all are very popular CI/CD tool where we are creating our continuous integration and continuous deployment pipeline. And further we will learn about Docker. So basically in Docker, people are not expecting that you are having a very mastery in Docker, but you should be having the knowledge how you can create your images and how you can create the container from those images. And then if you are having multiple images, then how you can manage all those containers from a Docker compose. So you should be aware about the basic commands from the Docker and you'd be good as a full stack developer. Okay, now the next thing from the DevOps is cloud. That is, as of now we have a very popular Azure and AWS services. Basically Azure is from Microsoft and AWS from Amazon. Basically we are having a lot of services inside our Azure and AWS. No one is expecting that you are having the knowledge for all the services, but yes, at least you should be having the knowledge about few of them. Like in AWS, we have AWS RDS database. Then we have our S3 bucket for the storage. And from the Azure side, we have Azure Active Directory, Azure AD B2C, Active Directory from business to consumer in order to use our authentication and authorization. So at least we should be aware about all those services, and at least we should be having hands-on for a couple of services from both of them. That's all from the DevOps side that you need to learn as a full stack developer. Now the next thing is soft skills. Inside the soft skills, you should be having knowledge about dev tools. Dev tools, like if you are working in Node or .NET, then Visual Studio Code is enough. But if you are working on Java, then we have IntelliJ. So all those IDE tool that you should be having command on those IDE tool, and you should be knowing about the shortcuts, how to use them, and you should be aware about how to debug our code by using our developer tools in the browser. Now the next thing is soft skills. In soft skill, basically you should be having the capability of solving our problems. And for the new features, if you are working on any technology, you should be always aware about what are the new features are being added in that technology. Like suppose that I'm using Angular here, so I should be aware about the new feature in Angular. Like recently we are having signals internationalizations, that for the multiple language. And then we should be aware about the ngrx for our state management. So those all are the new features that we should be aware about it, how we can implement in our new technologies. Last but not the least is the continuous learning. So we should be having always keep learning because technologies are growing and they are changing. So we should be having updated ourselves as per the recent updated technology. So that's all we have to learn to become a very good full stack developer. So friends, I'm going to start this journey and we will learn each and everything from scratch, and eventually we are going to become a full stack developer. So friends, join this journey with me and support me and my channel by subscribing and sharing to the people who really need it. And there is a humble request: if you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe it and don't forget to press the bell icon so you will get the notification of all of my upcoming videos. And thanks a lot for all your support so far that you have given me. That's all for the day. So I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care.